Um, also, I'm Rogue Ray. Thank you so much for having me. Looks like we're about to get started here. All right, so first level greens is pretty easy. It's mostly just going to be lag reduction and trying to make sure you keep moving right. Through this entire first part, at least, you really don't need to slow down at all, at least if you can help it. All right, we are now headed into the Poppy Bros fight. Poppy can either give us a bomb or a little dance. So we're going to see what RNG is going to give us. All right, both runners got decent RNG getting out of there. Also, we are troubleshooting the audio right now. My apologies for the bug. Should be up and running in a moment here. It looks like Todd made a little bit better movement there through that section. Both on their way up to the climb for Wispy, though. Definitely right on each other's heels. All right, Todd is heading into the Wispy fight, as is Diesel now. Wispy can either give us apples or wind. Looks like Todd got the wind there, unfortunately. It's a little bit slower. Yeah, Diesel just got straight apples there. And there might be another wind cycle in between the apples. It's like Todd and looks like Diesel got the wind cycle there in between, so they're about even for RNG. All right, both making it out of Wispy with pretty good times. They are pretty close to each other right now. All right, going into Castle Low here. Notice Todd opted to grab the microphone there while Diesel goes around it. You want to make sure you don't blow out the microphone after inhaling it, because it will play a long cutscene of killing all the enemies on screen. Also, I got my eye on the chat, everybody. All right, looks like Todd making pretty good movement through this section here. Got pretty good little mini fight there. Diesel now also heading into the low mini fight, getting good RNG all on the top there. All right, looks like Todd didn't get good RNG here at the beginning for the double hits, unfortunately. Looks like they might be going for it now. Yep, got a good double hit on that fight there. That was very stylish. Todd really did everything they could there with the RNG they gave him. Didn't get the best patterns, but still got the double hit in there, which was pretty stylish. All right, Todd's heading into Floaty Islands here as Diesel goes into the low fight. Floaty Islands can be a pretty rough section. There is a lot of different enemies on screen most of the time, so there's a lot of lag management. There's also a lot of different strategies for getting through here quickly, whether it's going through the water or flying. There's a number of different damage boosts you'll also probably see throughout here. I've seen Todd do at least one or two so far, or one so far, looks like. All right, they're heading into the cave. Looks like Diesel's having a little bit of trouble with the low Lala fight, but just finishing it up now. Todd making pretty good time getting through this cave here. Getting very good movement. Diesel now headed in Floaty Islands as well. Todd avoiding the curry there. The curry, while being a little bit of a safer strat, definitely causes a little bit of time loss with the lag, which can be kind of unfortunate. Alright, Todd on the way up to the Kabula fight here. Todd's got quite a bit of health here, so more than likely they're going to probably play pretty close in order to get as many shots in as possible. Pretty good fight from, pretty good Kabula fight there from Todd. Got a lot of quick shots and stayed pretty close, and did a lot of damage boosts through there, which is really good. If you have a lot of health at the end of the stage, it can help save you time with those damage boosts. Going into bubbly clouds now. This stage has a lot of really precise platforming, like this jump right here. Oh yeah, there we go. Todd got it right through the Starfies. It's a very tight jump. It can be pretty hard to make. Very easy to take damage there and blow up the Starfies. Looked like DiezAl opted for the Curry strat there on the boat. Like I said, a little bit safer, and it just loses a little bit of time. But it can definitely make getting through that a little bit easier. Todd doing a little bit of lag management in that last room. There's a lot of lemon beams in that room. I don't know what they're supposed to be. A while back, Todd told me he thought they looked like lemons, and I haven't been able to unsee it since. So they're lemon beams, if you ask me. Making pretty good progress through this room right here. All right, looks like we got DiezAl in the Kabula fight. Again, going to play pretty close here, getting a lot of shots in. Doing a pretty good job at avoiding all of those shots as well. Very clean Kabula fight from DiezAl. Todd going into Cracko Jr. here. This fight's totally scripted, so it's pretty safe. DiezAl making their way through beginning of bubbly clouds here as Todd gets done with this Cracko fight. Or Cracko Jr. fight, excuse me. Alright, Todd got the glitch. This is a fun little glitch that puts Kirby into the background. And so you'll notice their sprite is behind all of the other background layers. It isn't really functional at all, but it's definitely fun and it looks cool for sure. So it's fun to see that in a tournament setting. It is frame perfect. You have to get the power up at the same time that you go into the water, the same frame. All right, Todd making their way up to Cracko here. This could be a good opportunity for DiezAl to make up a little bit of time. Cracko is kind of the RNG gatekeeper for this run. You really just want Waddle Dews, but he can also give us lemons like we're getting right now, or some back and forth like we saw right there. So DiezAl's going to that Cracko Jr. fight. Might be able to make up a little bit of time here. Todd not getting the best RNG here. Getting a lot of lemons and a lot of back and forth, unfortunately. DiezAl getting out of that Cracko Jr. fight. Todd's not getting the best RNG here. If DiezAl gets good RNG from Cracko, it could definitely help save some time. All right, and Todd done with the Cracko fight. The RNG there at the end wasn't terrible, but in the beginning it was definitely a bit slow. That was a good fight, very clean from Todd. Moving on to the Gauntlet, the real beginning of the run here. Mount DDD. Got to go through, refight all the bosses, do a little short platforming section. Can be definitely a very, very heavy reset point. Especially with the RNG with Cracko in here, as well as the low fight we're about to see. Not the best RNG for the beginning here. DiezAl going into Cracko, see how their RNG is going to be. Todd's not getting good RNG with Lolo and Lala here. They're pretty spaced out, not really allowing for any of those double hits, unfortunately. Oh, might go for one here, though. All right, yeah, went for the double hit. That was a risky one. You got to do some good damage boosting to get through there. And with Mount DDD, you don't get health refills. So, oh, and Todd, risky, going for the damage boost. Oh, just barely missing it, unfortunately. It was trying to hit that enemy that he flew right by in order to damage boost through the Gordo. Honestly, probably not a terrible thing. He's only got 3 health, so any little slight movement could not be, or could definitely waste some time. DiezAl had some okay Cracko RNG there. It was, I'd say, a little bit worse than average. Nothing, definitely a clean fight, though. Todd into Cracko now as well. Getting pretty normal RNG so far. DiezAl going into Mount DDD now, heading to the Lolo Lala refight. See if their RNG is going to be any better. Todd really just not getting great RNG from Cracko here. Not getting a lot of Waddle Doos, unfortunately. A lot of lemons in this run. Alright, only one hit left on Cracko. And there it is. Cracko 2 is done for Todd. Not great RNG for either of those Crackos, really. DiezAl having a little bit of trouble with that last shot, but just finishing up the Lala refight. DiezAl making their way up to the Kabula refight here as... or I'm sorry, Todd making their way to the Kabula refight as DiezAl gets into Cracko 2 here. And like we said before, Cracko's huge gatekeeper for RNG, so if DiezAl gets great RNG here, it could definitely help bring them up a little bit closer to time. Todd definitely playing a little bit safe here, playing farther back in order to avoid those shots. Definitely not a bad move, given they only have 2 health left. You want to have a little bit of health going into DDD in case you accidentally take a hit. DiezAl not getting great RNG from Cracko here. Really not what they were wanting, I'm sure, unfortunately. Oh man, Todd going for the 1 health, or the 2 health left. Cracko skip there, getting a damage boost and going right through the Cracko. What? This guy's nuts. So risky, but just saving those frames. Super fun to see that in a run. I don't know if we've seen that Gordo skip yet in the tournament. I haven't in the runs I've commentated, at least. DiezAl still stuck on Cracko too, unfortunately, getting terrible RNG. Todd taking the intentional death into DDD there. Makes sense. They went for some damage boost that helps save them some time, and that intentional damage boost or that intentional death there really doesn't waste hardly any time. You're gonna notice Todd is gonna be standing very close to DDD in order to get them to stop pretty quickly. Wow, they're getting great RNG here. That's 3 hammer hits in a row. Basically, DDD will stop running towards Kirby wherever they were standing when they started the animation. So you want to stand really close and then move away, as you'll see Todd do here. Todd's getting pretty good RNG here, honestly. This has been pretty good. Oh, going for the double hit and getting it, I believe. That was very great. If DDD does the jump like this, you can actually manage to suck up both of the stars in order to get a double hit. They went for that last time, but didn't quite get it. And there is a time for Todd with a 12:34. That is a very good time. Even with like not having great RNG, like that was an incredible time. But I would be happy with that if I was going for PB attempts for sure. So that was a very good time from Todd. That DDD had pretty great RNG as well. Looks like DiezAl taking the intentional death there in order to get the health refill for the Kabula fight. DiezAl making their way back down to Kabula. All right, DiezAl going into DDD here. Let's see if DDD is going to give them nice RNG or not. They've only got 1 health here, so they're definitely going to have to be playing this careful. So far, getting pretty average RNG about every other here. A little bit better than average, maybe. Oh, unfortunately, getting a long run from DDD there. DiezAl doing a very good job of keeping enough space in order to make sure they're not going to get hit while also being close enough to do this pretty quickly. All right, getting another hit on DDD there with the jump. Just barely being able to avoid all these inhales from DDD. Doing a very good job at keeping just enough space in order to ensure that they're not going to get hit. Getting a couple more hits on DDD here. Only got 2 left. If they can manage to get 2 more hits on DDD, this will be it for them. All right, 1 more hit on DDD to go. Very, very hyped DDD. Wow, that was an incredibly great DDD fight from Diesel there with only the 1 health, playing it super safe. Did a great job though. That was super cool. All right, sorry about the audio there. Got it back up there. Sorry about that. So don't forget, guys, don't go anywhere. We got at least 1 more race up ahead here. This is a best of 3 tournament, so we have at least 1 more. If Diesel takes the next race, then we will have a 3rd race coming up. So don't go anywhere. We're just going to give them a minute or 2 to get set up, maybe get a drink of water. But we should be going here with the next race shortly. So stick around. Looks like we're going to get underway here in just a moment. All right, and we are underway again, back into greens. Again, mainly just doing some lag management and some nice precise platforming here. Nothing too crazy in this first level. Nice little warm-up for sure. All right, both our runners heading into the Poppy Bros Junior fight. Poppy Bro can either give us a bomb or a dance. We'll see if either of the runners get a dance or if Poppy's going to be nice. Looks like Diesel unfortunately getting the dance there from Poppy. Todd getting the quick 3 bombs in a row. Todd doing some pretty tight jumps and lag management through this section. Jumping over those enemies with the Poppy Bros on the cows or on the apple can be very tight. They are just barely able to be jumped over if you time it just correctly. All right, Todd going into the Wispy fight here as Diesel makes their way up to the climb. See if Wispy's going to be nice or not. Looks like giving some wind, so not super nice in the beginning here. Diesel also in the Wispy fight now. Todd making pretty quick work of that split. Todd will now be heading into Castle Low. Looks like Todd has got about a 14-second on Diesel right now as they head into Castle Low as well. RNG could definitely shorten that gap up, even cause a lead change. Lots of RNG in this run, especially with Cracko and Lolo and Lalala. So Todd going into the Lolo mini fight here. You want to get them all on the top row if you can. That's best RNG, just because the top row has a shorter length for them to run. So 2 bottom rows is not great RNG, but that's all right. It really doesn't lose that much time. Oh, looks like we're going to see a curry strat here from Todd. This strategy is incredibly difficult. Basically, you need to carry this curry all the way into the boss fight, which requires incredibly precise movements. If you get hung up on anything, you will lose the curry by the time you get into the boss fight. So far, we've seen pretty much perfect movement here from Todd. Getting into those doors, basically the frame that they can. Getting into the Lolo Lala fight with plenty of time on the curry. If they had gotten better RNG, that would have been the quick kill, but they still did that in a 2 cycle, which was absolutely incredible, especially getting bad RNG there. So that was fantastic. All right, Todd heading into Floaty Islands here. Like I said last time, the stage has got a ton of lag. There's a few microphones. I think there's a microphone. There's at least 1 or 2 bombs. But the worst thing, in my opinion, are these cannons. They shoot out a ton of cannonball sprites that just cause a bunch of lag, and there's multiple of them all over the level. SDiezal heading into the Lolo Lala fight here. Going for the double hit and just barely missing it. Those can be very tight and difficult to get. Ooh, Todd going for the swag bounce there. A little risky, but looks very stylish for sure. SDiezal done with the fight and heading into Floaty Islands in a moment here as well. Looks like Todd avoiding the curry again. Going for the fast strats, saving those frames. Todd going under that enemy there. It looks a lot riskier than it is. If you keep moving forward, the timing works out just so that if you can just walk right under them by holding forward. So it's definitely a fun little swag strat to see, though. Favorite Kirby sprite in the game right here. Boop. All right, Todd heading into the Kabula fight now. I'm guessing they're probably going to play it pretty close, given the fact that they still got 4 health, so they have a lot of damage boosting they can do. Todd making very quick work of that fight. Again, playing it very close, was able to do only had to do 1 damage boost, avoided most of those hits, which was very good. SDiezal making their way through Floaty Islands here as Todd gets into Bubbly Clouds. Todd getting that very precise Starfree jump again. That's super tight. It's very hard to get through there without taking damage from one of the Starfrees. And when they blow up, a lot of the times it'll recoil you backwards, which loses a bit of time. Todd going for some lag management in this room, trying to get rid of all of those lemon beam guys. Those Waddle Doos will throw out a lot of lemon beams in that room, especially. So it's good to get rid of them. Getting a stylish damage boost off the Starfree there. SDiezal going into the Kabula fight. Ooh, Todd just barely avoiding to take damage there. Those Klukas can really get in the way. They move randomly and they're very quick, and they always spawn in pairs, and so it can be very difficult to interpret where they're going to go in order to avoid them. All right, SDiezal making pretty good work of that Kabula fight as well. Moving on to Bubbly Clouds as Todd makes their way through this Cracko Jr. fight. All right, Todd getting the glitch 2 games in a row. Like I said, it's a frame perfect trick. So that's super cool to see twice in the tournament. So that was, like I said, doesn't really do anything functionally, but definitely looks cool. All right, Todd going into this curry room here. This curry room can also be pretty laggy. The curries just cause a lot of lag, but if you pulse if you pulse the button instead of holding it down, you can break those blocks quicker with a little bit less lag. So it looks like Todd might have been using that strat there because I did not see very much lag. All right, Todd heading into Cracko. Again, big gatekeeper of the run. Could definitely give DiezAl some time to catch up here. Unfortunately, seeing the death there from DiezAl. This is one of the hardest rooms in the game, if you ask me. It's one of the only rooms that has you doing vertical and horizontal movement in one room. It also has a ton of enemies flying around at all angles, whether it be the Gordos or the Klugas or the Sillies. So there's a lot of different enemies in this room that can be pretty hard to avoid. So it's definitely I've lost a lot of runs there myself. Looks like Todd is getting below average RNG here. Nothing great. Probably nothing terrible in terms of giving DiezAl a huge advantage to catch up here. Probably going to help them maintain their time for the most part. It's been, like I said, about average, maybe a little below. Todd now making their way into Mount DDD. Again, this is the real gauntlet. Got to go through all those boss refights again. So let's see how their Lolo La refight is going to go. You'll notice that pretty much all runners are going to do the Lolo La refight first. And that's because you just spawn closer to the door. You spawn closer to that one than any of the other ones. Later in the tournament, you might see some people going for the Kabula fight first or the Wispy fight first, but those are for RNG manipulation, which can save time, even though it costs time to travel through the room. Todd getting some great movement through that Lolo Lala refight. Looks like they got a double hit there, which was very good. Good RNG with the layouts there as well. Going for the Gordo skip with the damage boost. Very stylish. Saves probably about a second and a half with having to open the door with the Kirby. Both DiezAl and Todd in Cracko now. I believe DiezAl is in Cracko 1. But neither of them are really getting great RNG here. Todd's is definitely a little bit better than DiezAl's. DiezAl's had some pretty rough RNG on this fight. Todd getting pretty good RNG there overall. Got out of that fight pretty quickly. In and out before DiezAl, or was able to get in and out before DiezAl could finish, so that was unfortunate for them. Getting the swag jump over that little gap there, that can be a pretty tough jump to make, but it helps save a little bit of time by being able to kill one of those guys once you drop down. DiezAl now hiding into Mount DDD. Probably going to start with that Lolo Lala refight. Todd going for the Kabula refight here. They've got quite a bit of health. A lot of people would opt to sticking pretty far back. Looks like they're going to be playing back and mid-range, which is a little bit risky, but we know from what we've seen of Todd so far, I think we can gather they like to save the frames. So they're going to take every chance they get to just save a little bit of time. Going into the Wispy refight now for Todd as DiezAl is trying to finish up the Lolo Lala refight. Almost got a double hit there. DiezAl about to finish up that Lolo Lala refight. Todd is about to finish up this Wispy fight. They just got their last set of apples. All right, and Todd is now done with all the refights and is heading into the DDD fight. See if DDD is going to be nice to Todd today or not. Also going to see if Cracko is going to be nice to DiezAl. It was pretty mean last time. See if he's a little bit nicer at all this time. Todd's got a pretty good amount of health here, so we'll see if they go for any double hits in this fight. And again, basically the way the double hits work in this fight is if DDD jumps up in the air when he hits the ground, 2 different stars spawn. And if you do it just right, I believe it's like a really frame-tight window. you can grab both stars and get double hit on him where it'll actually do 2 damage. I don't believe that is an intended strategy. I believe that is a glitch. But it is, it's definitely fun to see people go for that. Let's see if he goes for it here. Went for the double hit, but accidentally swallowed the stars. DiezAl done with the Cracko fight now. Todd's got one more hit on DDD, and that will be it. Here it comes. And that's tied. That's time for Tom with a 12-19, even better than the last one. That's a very good time. And especially with they got pretty decent RNG there, but nothing miraculous, and that's a very good time. So GG to Todd. Great runs of both of those. Great DDD fights as well, very clean. DiezAl going into the Kabula refight here. Making pretty quick work of Kabula there, but only managing to get out of there with 1 health. Definitely took a risky strat there, playing it up close. See if they managed to carry this. Last game, they went into DDD with 1 health and clutched it out. So who knows? We might be seeing that again, which would be very fun. It's a very, very hype to see people go for DDD with 1 or 2 health. DiezAl getting perfect RNG from Wispy there, which is pretty nice. No wind and all apples. That's what we like to see. Heading into DDD now with 1 health like last time. Oh, actually, they're going to take the intentional death in order to get the refill. Definitely the strat I would go for. In my it's definitely quite a bit safer and only loses just a little bit of time. DiezAl getting a couple hits on DDD here, getting about average RNG, getting quite a few runs and inhales so far. DDD not being very nice to DiezAl right now, unfortunately. DiezAl taking the damage boost in order to get that star. There we go, 2 in a row. It's a little better DDD. Thank you. All right, DiezAl's only got 1 last hit on DDD here. Looks like it's going to be this jump. And that is time for DiezAl. That looked like a 14:52 on my end. GG to both runners. It was very, very fun race to watch. They both did a great job. Looks like we're going to be able to get TheGreatToddman in here to do some commentary. How'd you feel about that race, Todd? You did some pretty risky strats there. One moment. I think we're having a little bit of issues with the audio, but we'll get that up in.
How about now? Is that better?
Yeah, there we go. We can hear you now.
Awesome. My fault. I had my mic muted.
No
Hi,
worries.
everybody. Well, the race went about how I expected it to go. I was trying to do the manipulation, and of course, I dropped it at Wispy. I managed to pick it back up game 2, right after the Lola mini boss. So that's why I went for the curry kill, but then I bonked 1 fewer times than I needed to actually get the right curry kill. So I just kind of winged it from that point out.
That was still a really good curry strat though, because you still got the 2 cycle, which was pretty quick there. That was very fun to see you go for. I didn't realize you were going for the manipulation. That's pretty cool. I thought you were getting pretty good RNG there on that on the Wispy.
Yeah, I was going for it. I'm still not proficient enough with it to really bank on it. So, yeah, if I can carry it through Wispy for the tournament, I'll be happy.
Yeah, that's fair. It's super precise and very difficult to carry that on. It looks like we were able to get DiezAl in here as well. How's it going, DiezAl?
Yo, GG.
GG's DiezAl, man. Hey, thanks for racing, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Not a problem. far as like for my runs, I mean, I only just started running this game like a couple weeks ago, and when I heard about the tournament, I was like, sure, why not? And I learned about how much RNG is in this game and how it affects your finish time and everything. I was like, wow, this is not what I thought.
There is certainly some RNG in this game.
There's tons of RNG in this game. And just my practice races today, I had so much every single fight. Mostly with Cracko. I had some really bad Cracko fights earlier where he would do like at least 6 to 7 cycles of not giving me a waddle. Is this normal?
Oh yeah, that feels accurate.
Oh yeah, that happens. This game can be pretty brutal with the RNG, especially on the Cracko and DDD fights. They can get pretty ridiculous sometimes.
Yeah, I definitely found that out the hard way. But I mean, it was still fun though. I had fun doing this, so I appreciate the entry into the tournament. It was a lot of fun.
Oh no, I appreciate you entering the tournament. Thanks for helping me make it as big as it is. I was honestly expecting about 16 entrants, not close to 40. So this far surpassed my expectations.
Yeah, it's good because like I didn't even know that there was a tournament for this when I picked it up, and then I was looking through like upcoming tournaments through Speed Gaming because I do a lot of these, and then there's the Kirby one. I just started running this. I should probably enter this, but I didn't have a lot of time to practice, but the little amount of time that I did get in to do some runs and stuff, I managed to get like the PB that I have on there is from the first day that I picked up this game. It was a 14:08, and then I just never really had any time to improve it past that, so I might continue with it though. I mean, it's not too bad as long as I don't get too frustrated with the aspects of the game that I have no control over. Then it's not too bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean, if you get really into it, you could always try to learn the RNG manipulation strats. I mean, those are pretty crazy. It kind of brings it into a whole new level of speed game at that point. But it's kind of nice that you can either... It can be either like because like I use this as my first speed game to get into, and it's easy to pick up. It's just very hard to master. But if you really want to master it, you can even get down to the RNG manipulation. So it's nice that it's open to kind of like that scale of runner where everyone can get what they want out of it.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. That's well put. It is very. I was telling anybody in my chat, I was like, if you want to learn a speed game, like anybody could pick this up. I mean, it is very hard to master down, but like it's a good speed game to start with if you haven't ran any game before. And there's a lot of resources out there as well. Like you said, the RNG minute. Once you get like down to a really good time, then you can kind of like focus in and hone in on that.
Exactly. And the best part about it to me is just you don't have to learn RNG manips. You don't have to do curry kill. You don't have to learn double hits. You can use completely basic strats and still, even to this day, most likely top 15 if you grind long enough.
Wow.
Top 10 even.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But what I'm very excited about, if I can just step out for a second and say it, this weekend, don't we have 5 races going on tomorrow?
I think so.
Yeah, we got 5 tomorrow. I'm looking at the schedule right now. We got one at 10 a.m., one at 5:45. We got 2 different races at 8 p.m., another one at 9 p.m. So we have races like all day tomorrow. And then we have another 3 on Sunday, one at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 4 p.m. So we have a ton of Kirby all weekend.
It's going to be a loaded weekend for Kirby. I hope to see everybody there. I might even bring my microphone home and try to hop on some commentary if I'm available.
Very nice. Don't even leave the house. Just stay and watch.
That's right. All day. Kirby all day.
Hey, that's my plan for tomorrow. I'm planning to do commentary for at least 3 of the races tomorrow. So I'll be sitting here watching Kirby with all of you guys. So hopefully all of you at home join us tomorrow for a bunch of the races. There's going to be some pretty fun races tomorrow.
Hey, well, appreciate y'all having me. I've got a slide. I got about an hour and a half drive ahead of me. So, hey, Diesel, thanks for the race, and y'all have a good evening.
No problem, Ty. GG, my man.
Same to you, dude.
Thanks for coming on, man. It was nice to get some commentary after the run, and
Yep, absolutely. absolutely. GG. Thanks for everybody, and I will catch you guys later in the. I'm in the Mario 3 Rainbow tournament as well. So yeah, see y'all later.
Nice. Thank you as well, Diesel, for jumping on here. Have a great night. And all right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight for another Kirby's Dream Land tournament race. It was a great race, very fun to watch, and very fun to commentate as well. Thank you so much thank you so much to Speed Gaming for having our tournament on this network, and for also hosting myself here as a commentator. It's great to jump on and do this for you guys. Like I said, make sure you check us out tomorrow. We got a bunch of races going on all day tomorrow, so keep tuned into Speed Gaming. It could be on any of the Speed Gaming channels, so keep an eye out for that. But thank you so much for watching, everyone. Go ahead, if you want to, you can go ahead and give the runners a follow on Twitch. You can also give myself a follow if you want to see Fairly Odd Parents speed runs. But besides that, I hope you guys all have a great night, and hope to see you guys tomorrow.